Welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That's Anderson. I'm Bryan Bishop. We're your hosts for today, Top 5 time, the annual Top 5 Oscar locks. We're going to give you some picks for your Oscar pool, or for gambling, I suppose, that are going to pay off in a big way. They're locks. They're sure things. There's no doubt these will bring home the gold trophy. And maybe a couple other surprises too this episode. Anderson, how pressed for time are we?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. We should also say that if you would like to be in our little Oscar pool, it's always good to have a couple pools going on. If you got your office pool. I don't have any pool other than our own little pool because I'm not in an office, Bryan.
This is our office.
This is our office, effectively.
Welcome.
So you can just go link in the show notes. I believe it's on our Facebook, it's on our Twitter. If you're listening to the show, if you're actively involved listener, you will have seen it, and you're plugged into any kind of socials. I imagine that you've seen it this week, or look for it, or think right now to go earmark that, or tag it, or open it up, leave it open as one of your many tabs, as I do.
There you go.
I was up to 37 tabs the other day when my computer shut down, and.
Not good for the computer.
Take that as a sign.
Computer does not enjoy that.
No, it's too many things to think about at once. I'm trying to emulate my mind where I'm thinking of 37 things at once. And I think that my computer can keep up. Can't do it, Bryan.
37.
Yeah, so, go ahead and we will also... Are ours going to be public? I don't think any of ours are public, right?
No, never.
Because if you'd like to just cheat off Bryan, he just plays the favorites. So
I do.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? This year, that's not going to be as easy this year. There's some categories that are coming down to the wire where you really got to make some choices.
All right, we'll see what to
like
my
it.
point, Bryan's
Where do I go?
To what's going on right now. It must really take out of your this time of year. Take time out of your day when you're trying to do that, as well as memorize the Rotten Tomatoes scores.
It's a real task. Yeah, but I'm up for it.
But it's a real celebration.
I'll also point out, Anderson has bemoaned the fact in years past that all I do for this episode is just get the biggest favorites, which I have done. I went out on a limb and took a couple. I before even looking at the odds, I picked out a couple that I was sure was going to win. Well, to find out the odds are not nearly as steep as I would have imagined. So
you made adjustments.
A little more of a purist, yeah. What? Why are you laughing about that?
Because your defense is I took the favorites and then I went and checked and now they've changed.
I'm doing my research.
I'm a purist.
No,
that
I'm not
doesn't
saying
make you...
I didn't got changed. I said I changed.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have my methodology.
Maybe I misunderstood.
I think you did. I didn't change my pick based on the odds. They're still my picks. I'm just surprised that the odds are what they are.
Let's pull that up and let's get going. Oh, first of all, I'd like to wax a little bit about some of the.
You had things on your list.
I have some waxing as well.
Do you? Okay.
That I discovered during last show.
Let's get the camera on Avery.
It's a different tack.
I don't like this.
Camera going.
Yeah, I think you'll like this quite a bit.
Okay, keep going.
This is actually just in from Curtis Hilms.
Hey, Curtis, what's up? Long-time listener, oftentimes contributor.
This week, greetings, Film Vault friends. I was pleasantly surprised listening to the last episode to hear Anderson reflecting on abuse he levels towards Bryan on the show.
True.
This is starting off okay.
As it happens, I was just wrapping up a project centered on that very point.
Oh.
I was listening to the Film Vault some time ago, and I was surprised by how soon into the show Anderson was already insulting Bryan. I know lighthearted jabs.
That means nothing. It starts before the mic's heat up.
I know lighthearted jabs are usual for the show, but this instance seemed particularly fast. So I got to thinking, how often does Anderson insult Bryan on the show? It seems like a lot. And I wonder, on average, how soon into a show does Anderson usually insult Bryan?
If this motherfucker went back and listened to 600
So
shows.
I decided to collect some data.
Wow.
I planned a note for the next 6 months of the show exactly how much time passed before Anderson first insults Bryan.
It's like the first penalty of the game.
Seriously.
It's now been...
like a Super Bowl prop bet.
It has now been 6 months, and I am ready to share my
Holy
data.
crap.
Nice timing, Curtis.
Perfect timing.
He's done it for 6 months.
I listened for insults from September 2022 through February 2023. I didn't mention this anywhere so as to not possibly influence Anderson into changing his insulting habits. There ended up being 50 new episodes that I tracked. Out of those 50 shows, there were 42 shows where Anderson insulted Bryan at least once. Anderson insulted Bryan on 84% of the episodes in this time period.
Right.
Average time to first insult, 18 minutes and 40 seconds.
See, guys, I try.
That's nothing. That's the average.
20 minutes.
That includes the episodes you didn't insult
Well,
me?
that's the average. The median time is 11 minutes and 46 seconds. That's the, I believe, the most
common. Yeah.
Yes. The longest amount of time to the first insult was an hour and 14 minutes and 28 seconds.
I will say bullshit to that because there's 16% of the episodes that I didn't at all. So
Knowing that, do you want to guess the shortest time, Brian?
Oh,
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm guessing the music was still playing, so I'm going to say 33 seconds. 38 seconds.
38.
So close,
38
Brian.
seconds. Do whatever you like with this info. I thought it would be a fun thing to share on the show.
That's
So
good.
thank you, Curtis Helms.
Thank you, Curtis.
Delightful data. And he has more detailed charts that you can scroll through.
Will this spark a change?
blow
Look
by
at the
blow.
charts.
Wow.
Very detailed color-coded charts.
But what are the
Several
insults?
episodes where he didn't insult you at all.
I can't believe that.
One of
the
which was
record.
when you were sick, though, so I don't know if that
sure,
counts.
yeah. I wasn't
I
there.
called you a bit of a. Oh yeah, because you weren't
Because I
there.
was in the hospital.
I want to do that. I want to insult you behind. Well,
That's what I'm saying. No, you didn't
I mean,
insult me because I
I
wasn't
do.
there.
One of the reasons, and my wife still doesn't think this is a good excuse, but one of the reasons why I say shitty things to people's face is so that I can say it when they're not around and say, "Oh, don't worry, I say this when they're here too." So I'm
That's
not
like the person that says, it's not mean if it's true. It's like, yes, it
Yeah.
is absolutely mean.
I'm not quite like that.
This is it's very comparable, Anderson.
No, I feel like sometimes people need to hear the hard truth. I do.
Curtis Helms. Curtis Helms was delivering it.
Curtis.
Glorious.
That was great.
Glorious and timely.
And I would like to just. I would like to be
Apologize is one word you could use.
clear for people who know me.
Oh, and he also mentioned that he knows it's all in good fun. That it's
It is in
the
good
spirit of
fun.
Fucking fun.
It is?
And Brian, you relish in it somehow. You
Well,
ask
my
for
name
it.
gets mentioned.
And for anyone who knows me at all, like, and it occurred to me just the other day, like, no one in the world takes more abuse from me than you. Like, you do by far and away.
What about the cop at your kid's school?
I hate him a lot,
Okay.
but you take more.
That's really hurtful, actually. Just what you just said.
He was a crossing guard again today. God, it's delightful. Again today, though, he was a crossing guard.
Nice.
God, yeah.
You'd see that in a movie and you wouldn't believe it. You go, what is this bullshit? What is this terrible writing?
What?
That the
if
nemesis
it
was
a movie
broken
and he
down into a
becomes
crossing guard.
Yeah.
This horseshit doesn't happen in real life.
It's because, Brian, and it's
Go on.
twofold. There's two reasons why. Okay,
like to
one,
hear
you're
this.
very fucking hateable. That's A, number one.
How long in the episode are we? 7 minutes.
Was that the first?
Well, it certainly counts as an insult.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know if he was doing the
Certainly
amount.
not an hour in.
No, you're not.
It's going to lower your average, buddy.
It's because I'm already riled up because I get so passionate about the subject that is movies, right?
38 seconds in.
And then when
38.
you say something that's egregious or just false or something that I strongly disagree with, that coupled with your smugness just brings out the worst in me, and I let you have it. Now, if we were just talking about something that I didn't give a fuck about,
Right.
I'd probably get mad at you about half as much.
Okay.
No?
If there's a little breezier conversation,
Yeah.
as opposed to something that matters.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your way of excusing yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I think so. If you'll accept it.
Hey, I'll accept anything from a good friend.
Guys, I'm telling you, I come in here and I say, try and be nice. And then I have fucking
Yeah.
friends too who listen to the program sometimes and they'll give me feedback. They'll
You
be
know how
like,
much worse that is? You're trying to be nice.
oh, I know. I'll have a little pep talk, especially early in the year
And he
when I'm
can't.
like, new leaf, turning over a new leaf. Gonna be nice to Brian
Oh,
this
boy.
year. Like all through January, on my way over here, I'm like, all right, now remember, keep your blood pressure low. Don't get upset with the things he says. But I got friends who listen sometimes, and Brian Borders, probably the worst culprit, and he'll be like, "Hey, you and the bald one have been getting along way too well the last few
Oh,
episodes."
no. Come
And
on.
I'm like,
Bro,
"Oh,
this is
dude,
the better Brian. Come on.
that's Brian McCauley.
Is this best Brian?
That's the best Brian. Brian Borders, best Brian. All right, let's get after it.
Didn't you have drama to share?
Yeah, you
Oh,
have
yeah,
things on
yeah,
your
yeah.
list, man.
So Fred, who I brought to the program a few weeks ago, will
Fred.
probably be part of the program now. I feel bad for Fred because evidently Fred was doing the same kind of vitriol hate speech, if you want to call it that. I mean, that's a bit dramatic, but he was suggesting that the only reason why Avery is a part of the program is because I have large amounts of white guilt, and
That is
that's
true.
the whole reason
Well,
why
parts of these are true.
you are part of the program.
That's the only reason I'm not eating shit out of the gutter, in fact, is because I'm black. Everything's been
Avery-
handed to me.
Avery should
Hey,
be,
we're going hard.
Avery should be on camera for this. Here, I'm going to move you over, Brian.
Oh, boy.
There we go.
Oh, come on.
And now it's just Avery and I. Oh, the way
Oh,
they show.
boy.
Look at this. Is this considered mean?
Oh boy.
I'm an ace out of my own show. Brutal.
My own show. All right, I'll readjust this. So, Avery was taking some vitriol and from this Fred fella who was apparently doing the same thing on Reddit. And I read reports because I went back to read the messages.
I hope this ends with Anderson on Fred's side.
Oh,
He's coming around.
you're ruining the story. Cutting to the chase. No, so I as we were doing last week's. Oh, you're not on camera anymore. So
Okay.
yeah, last week's.
I'm here.
Last month's Patreon only bonus top 5.
Hey, guys, if we get to an extra level of Patreon, we'll buy a third camera.
No, we can do a third camera. It's just the placement is not great
Okay.
for anywhere, and also it makes my computer.
And I'm actively losing business, so I don't know if that's so good.
Totally.
And I don't think it's good to show Avery when he's bored, which is many times.
Well,
throughout
most of
the
the
show.
time.
So I think
Every benefit from tuning out.
there'd be a great way if we could just switch it. Maybe Avery, you can I don't know, start producing and have it on your computer.
That's
and
a
then you
lot
can-
to ask.
Yeah. So Fred, there you go. There's more evidence that you're correct in your assessments. No, so he was doing the same thing over on Reddit, and apparently he erased it all off of Reddit. And then I went back to our comments for our bonus top 5 last month, which was much more personal than we've ever done before. Because I said on the episode, I said, hey, we're doing top 5 guest from Loveline for me, guest from ACS for you,
That's right.
and Gorilla Show.
People liked it.
And it didn't have to be movie related. And we tried it out, and we wanted to see what the Patreon crowd thought of it. And I said, I'll read the comments here. I went back, and it was mostly comments about Avery and Fred. Because that was the episode that came up on.
Sure.
Everyone,
As for the content,
Oh, good.
to a listener, every single person was like,
Fred is right. Get him off.
fuck Fred, Avery's great. And I don't know if you read any of it, Avery, but everyone was talking about how great
Oh, that's
you are
very-
and how
that's
much
very
they
kind.
love you. And then they mentioned the fact that they saw similar comments on Reddit and that he erased them. And then I saw Fred's original comment, and it was erased over there as well. So I think that Fred probably is conflicted, probably goes back and forth like a lot of people who have a lot of anger and hate in their heart. And
wow.
I mean, the only tweet that I've ever thought about erasing was when I was like, Cuomo in 2024, am I right? I remember where I was when I tweeted. And I think it still lives. I don't think I erased it.
Can I get a retweet?
I think that's still on my Twitter feed. What are you going to do, though? I'm not a Twitter guy.
Just pin it to the top.
It was
That'd
early
be
on.
funny. Pin the tweet.
You should have seen when I friendstered back with Giuliani back in 9/11.
The leader we need.
America's mayor? Question mark?
So, anyways, what were we just watching? We saw a movie just last week, I think, that took place in the 80s, right? Oh, no, maybe that was... And Giuliani was on there? They were just letting us know, like, what time of... maybe that was a different movie.
I remember that.
Okay, yeah, Giuliani. A very young Giuliani was... All right. No,
Tick, tick, boom.
it was not.
Andrew Garfield.
All right, so, yeah, I just wanted to let you know. I don't know if you've read it or if you've seen it.
I have
but, yeah,
not. I've read nothing.
Everyone's letting Fred know that he is absolutely wrong, which we already knew.
Well, it's very nice. I appreciate it.
Love this.
Wait, that's all you got?
Avery's my second favorite producer we've ever had.
I don't
Did-
know if they're
After-
correct or Fred
after
is, but
him?
Oh, I was producer for a while.
Except for
What'd you say there?
said still not sure if Fred is right or the other listeners, but
what
we'll
do
see.
people think of the episode?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it got derailed a little bit with Fred and Avery
Sure,
talk,
sure.
but for the most part, everyone. No, I didn't hear anyone saying no. Don't only talk movies on the Patreon extra. So, also, I got this pitched. What do you think about this? If you're a Patreon listener, and you would like to weigh in, what do you think about us doing? All right. So, what was pitched was top 5 worst guests we have ever had on, or
Oh,
whoever.
no.
How
Ooh.
about top 5 worst things we've ever seen a guest do?
like that.
Mine might involve a recently deceased celebrity.
They did it, and then they died.
It's true.
So I don't know.
I like that.
I will do it.
Dirty laundry
I will do it if Bryan will do it, and I
Or
will only.
Sizemore.
behind the pod.
I'll only do it for people who I think deserve. No, people. Like if somebody just fucked up by mistake, or I'm not gonna do something like that. But if somebody was just a fucking asshole,
If
which
there
I
was-
saw a lot of,
I don't like putting people. If there's a way to phrase it where it's like top 5 crazy guest moments or something,
and then
I'm
do
in.
what we're actually
Yeah,
doing, which
because
is
I don't want to say. I don't know. I feel bad.
Top 5 pieces of shit.
yeah. How about that?
Top 5 human garbage.
So
I'm down.
I think that's interesting. I think it could be fun. And it's not putting people on blast. I mean, these are the things that I'm thinking of that come straight to mind. These are things that these people do all the time, everywhere they go. And if they don't want to be thought of as that person, then you don't do that, right?
I'm going to have to think about it. This can't be soon, obviously, because nothing comes
No, we have to do it tomorrow.
Oh, shit, really?
When are we? We got to do it soon. All right.
Next month.
No, this month.
Oh, wait. Oh, because we don't have one for this month.
Not yet, no.
Fuck. All right, I'll think about it.
Let's do it.
No, we can't do 2 back-to-back guest fucking.
Yeah, we don't have to do it this month. We'll do something different this month. Top 5 fireable offenses by Avery.
Top 5 Freds.
And Fred, we need your
episode?
top 5 list. All right, let's go. Multiple episodes.
An anthology.
All right, let's get to our list.
Coming up.
We're taking a break.
There will be top 5. No, top 5 Oscar locks, of course. But good news for everyone listening. It's time, once again, for everyone's favorite segment.
Oh, Jesus.
I forgot.
We do it every year.
That's why you're asking me how I'm doing on time.
We do it every year around Oscar time. I got admonished by several people, including Mike
Couple years
Carano,
ago.
for doing this on the Vaulties
Yeah,
episode.
no place for
How
he
dare I
was furious.
besmirch the sanctity of the Vaulties?
It's true.
With Better with Bean. Oh, it's time for Better with Bean. Yes, just to remind, we have some new listeners to refresh and remind and reintroduce. I have a long-running bit where you can call it a bit. It's actually, I do a lot of research and a lot of consideration.
There's a lot of fantasizing.
I mean, you have to close your eyes to think how the movie would look. Sure. I'm not going to deny that.
Got a real John Oliver vibe to that.
I take some of the interesting and notable movies from the past year, and while these are good movies for the most part, they could be even better. How?
I know one of them.
He can't even get.
Adding the actor Michael Biehn to these movies would make them just like Anderson said. I'd like them more if they were a little bit better.
Yeah. Bean makes everything a little bit better.
Thank you. Better with Bean. Just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. The movie Elvis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Would be a lot better with
lot better.
Michael Biehn as Elvis. Austin Butler nominated for Best Actor, neck and neck with Fraser from The Whale. But of course, it would be a slam dunk Best Actor win for Michael Biehn if he was Elvis. I mean, it's as simple as that. Another example, maybe Everything Everywhere All at Once. Great
Wait,
movie.
that was it?
Well, I'm giving you an example of how this bit works.
Oh, okay.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Probably going to win Best Picture. It's a favorite right now. But it could be a little better. Let's say, okay, if you've seen the movie, then you know the plot. But what if stay with me. What if a bald man...
A what?
A bald man trapped in a loveless relationship, experiences all of his infinite realities all at the same time, and in some he's blissfully married to the actor Michael Biehn.
Mm-hmm.
And some it's purely physical. There's no love whatsoever.
It's just physical.
Is there still the butt plug fight?
The hot dog fingers.
That takes. So the fingers are not hot dogs.
The toes.
Don't be gross.
Brian, be honest.
What's that?
You laugh a lot during Better with Bean. Where do you laugh more? Doing your Better with Bean or preparing for Better with Bean?
How dare you ask me to have taken a sip of water? I will point out I do my research.
Yes.
On the couch, sitting next to my wife.
Right.
And there are times where I'm typing away. And the words, "Are you okay?"
And you're not joking, right?
escape my mouth.
I don't think you're joking, are you?
No, this happened 24 hours ago.
Now, okay, because you're laughing so hard that you can't breathe, or because you look like you may be in ecstasy or died?
Oh, yeah, laughing. Oh, yeah. Was that not obvious? Furthermore,
this also sets us apart from other film podcasts, I would imagine. I don't think that they have annual bits involving any celebrities' fantasies.
No, they're all doing better with Stallone and better with Seagal, better with Van Damme.
Wow, Brian, you just put yourself back 30 years. Like not even 20, 30 years.
Well, Michael Bihn's heyday was, 30
Okay, you're
years
right.
ago.
You're good.
Yeah. Furthermore, another good movie, but it could be better. The Whale. Let's say, okay, we all know The Whale, but let's say in this version with Michael Biehn.
I have another question after you're done.
Yes. I'm ready for your questions. In this version, a gay, morbidly obese former action star befriends a young, eager, bald man who miraculously nurses him back to health, and they live and love happily ever after. The opening scene actually remains the same.
And now, wait, I'm sorry, who was playing who?
That opens with a
Yeah, I know what it opens.
an overweight, morbidly obese
Yeah.
former action star.
Who was in that heavyweight suit?
Biehn.
Bean.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's a young man who keeps coming to his door, a young, bald, eager, man, and they strike up a relationship.
Okay.
He nurses him back to health.
Yes, he does.
And it ends not tragically, but gloriously.
One of the better fantasy for you would be, and I'm not trying to rewrite, but like what if
Please, this is a collaborative effort.
what if you had a cameo? Because you don't like to be on set much. You were dreading being a cameo bartender in Groupers.
True.
What if your scene was on the laptop? You could actually make out who you were on that laptop, and the whale himself was watching that and doing what he was doing. Wouldn't that be?
Only if that character could come back around.
Oh, he needs some more exposure.
Yeah, to real life, yeah. All Quiet on the Western Front, nominated for, 8 or 9 Oscars.
Right.
But in this version, after eagerly enlisting in World War I, our young bald hero becomes disillusioned with life at war, and he goes
Young bald hero.
he goes AWOL with his much older commanding officer. They open a B&B in the French countryside, and they live out their remaining years in love.
Sounds like a terrible movie, bro. Did they hear
Well,
at least shelling and whatnot?
It's a much more uplifting ending.
How does it end, though? Does it just like drift off, or
No, it's like a.
do they get bombed by mistake and then they get sad?
I guess World War II comes around probably at some point.
I think if you were watching the last
I think
you'd have your ending.
I think they're the ones trying to prevent the chickens from being stolen. I think that's how
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That's right. This is the untold story of All Quiet on the Western Front. And finally,
Love during wartime. Yes.
how could it be better? You might ask. I propose that Triangle of Sadness could be just a little bit. Could be just a little better.
Right.
There's really only one major change. You swap out the female lead with Michael Biehn. Biehn becomes the de facto ruler of the survivors, and he takes the best-looking young male. He's a bald fashion model.
Oh, yes.
And as his sex concubine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
the
straightforward.
The rest of the movie plays out the
I'm
same.
just imagining Christy knocking on the boat.
You're imagining Christy on the boat?
No, demanding to know what's happening. In the,
Yeah, she's trying to peer in there, but we blacked out the
giving her pretzel
the
sticks.
windows. Anyways, an
out-
example of how some
black-
movies could be a little better.
All right, here's my question.
What was the one you thought I was going to do?
Tar. I thought there was going to be Michael Biehn as a great director, and he was harassing.
Avery, don't be fucking ridiculous. What were you going to say?
How many? And usually it's around this time. It's always this time of year. So I think that you probably like see on the calendar like, oh, better start getting some better beans prepared. And I know that you like them to be connected with big heavy hitters, big sexy picks, big Oscar bait movies.
Right.
How many of these movies do you realize are a contender? Maybe like 10, 15 minutes in, maybe around the same time that I insult you in most of our
Oh,
episodes.
yeah.
into
About
the
11
movie.
minutes in, yeah.
And then the rest of the movie, you're just completely distracted because you're imagining what the Better with Beans scenario is going to be. How often?
Like with All Quiet on the Western Front, that's Oscar bait, right?
Yeah.
So I know right away, I'm like, how's this going to play
But
out?
do you even remember the third act? Or are you like so deep in your head with how Better with Beans should play out?
No, I'll be completely honest with you. Most of these movies I've thought about so much in terms of Better with Bean that I cannot remember how they actually end. So years from now, when we're discussing The Whale, I'd be like, oh, it was so nice how the young bald man nursed him back to health. And they lived happily ever after.
And I'll have to say the bald man, and you'll be like, maybe I'm thinking of
Minister,
Bad Boy Bubby. Like, I'm sorry, I get confused.
Bald Boy Bubby.
It's the Camel Bald Boy Bubby. All right, you want to get to our locks and get after it? Let's get after it, as they say.
That was a lot of fun, you guys.
It was, Brian. I always appreciate that, and I like it when you do it.
Should we do a quick break before, and then we can just power through the?
Let's do that.
Through the list.
Let's do a quick little break here, Brian.
Unprecedented.
We are doing
Probably
a little Amazon reads.
Let's do it.
Does she really say that?
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Because you're just cracking yourself up so hard that you can't breathe.
I'm chortling.
Chortling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I start? What do I start with?
This man, I think he was a genius. Like, this is like from the 1800s. The stuff that I can read is so funny, but most of it is just illegible. Apparently, he was laughing, and it's just smeared with tears. He was laughing so hard, his writing is just illegible because he thought his shit was so funny.
That's completely understandable. Okay, you know what? This is timely because it's almost St. Patrick's Day, and someone I did not. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of this? Tell me if this is a thing that, like, maybe your family, friends, schoolmates, whatever, did when you were younger. Someone got 36 St. Patrick's Day scratch-off fortune cards. Like, they're like scratchers, cards. But they're like fortune cookies. You know what I mean? Like for St. Patrick's Day. So I guess you give them out like lucky lottery tickets, and then like kids scratch them, and it says you're gonna have a great day at school.
What? Oh, you know what? 36?
Yeah.
They probably have some kind of thing going on at school. Like for like elementary school.
Maybe it's the teacher.
The teacher. I don't know if we did that for Valentine's Day, which everyone knows about that. You got to take Valentine's Day things. We got Legos for each kid.
Oh my God, Tessa made them. She made a Valentine for every kid in her class.
But you're not allowed to like put names on them. I don't think.
I know she started to, then she was disappointed that she couldn't.
Yeah,
she did it anyway.
A lot different from our day. Like some kids would get like 9, other kids would get none.
I know. Yeah, you pick and choose who you wanted to give them to. That was cruel. I rarely got any.
It was very cruel. Yeah, no good.
Other things purchased on that Amazon banner. Let's hit SubAndersonandBryan.com. Include, this is a big week, by the way. Someone got a Microsoft Surface Laptop 4, Roborock 57 Ultra Robot Vacuum and Mop, Fluke Electronics Logging Multimeter, Fluke, Dell Gaming, dude, you're getting a Dell. Dell Gaming 34-inch curved monitor, U-Home portable air conditioner with heat. 2, Honeywell Home Smart Color Thermostats. TP-Link Deco Wi-Fi mesh system. What are you guys looking for? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh.
We almost did it without him saying anything.
No, you're searching all over the place. Diodario saxophone mouthpiece.
God bless her.
What?
Alexandra Daddario.
Oh, yeah. This is someone who makes saxophone mouthpieces. 10 up, 20,000 shipping address labels. Thank you again for getting that through us. That's a regular purchase, and I'm always happy to see it pop up. Streamlight Ultra Stinger LED flashlight was picked up. Someone got themselves 100 Survivor expansion mailers. Stamina In Motion compact Strider was picked up. Someone got themselves a double 2-pack of Whirlpool refrigerator filters. You got to change those, although they tell you to change them a little often. You don't need to change them quite as often as they recommend. Shut the fuck up, refrigerator. YS Echo Bee Farms Raw Honey, nice, was purchased, as was Easy Spa Total Care Weekly Treatment Blend. Shoes for Cruise Tygon sneakers were purchased, as was a Pioneer 4-way vehicle speakers. Bose Sound Sport wireless earbuds, Asics men's gel Nimbus running shoes, a 24-pack of Panasonic rechargeable batteries. What is this here? KLIM. Laptop cooling pad. Someone got themselves. This is a very nice suit for women. Extra Invert women's suit. An Amazon Fire 7 tablet was purchased. And finally, this is actually a smart purchase. Someone got themselves some delicious high-end Fever Tree elderflower tonic water. Treat your mixers right, everyone. Use the good stuff.
Here are the movies that clicked through. This is the last time I talked at you. Somebody clicked through and had the the balls to get Casablanca. I can't believe you got it.
Oh.
How is that not like free domain?
No, that was a Blu-ray purchase.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Makes sense. The Fifth Element was clicked through, as well as The Lost Boys. Rudderless was clicked through. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as we. Spectre was clicked through. What? Spectre. Arrival was clicked through, as well as PG Gorman. Psycho Gorman was clicked through. I'd imagine that's somebody who liked Cocaine Bear but wanted to like it more, and we were talking about how it was kind of like, 1 foot in the Psycho Gorman B-movie schlock and one foot in the Jaws Aren't You Scared. The Innocence was clicked through, as well as Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's one of those movies where it's like doing its own thing completely, and it doesn't even, it feels like an offshoot of Marvel, right? It doesn't even feel like a Marvel movie.
Which one?
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse.
It drew
of
in a
Madness.
lot of other elements, but I mean, it fit.
The Whale was clicked through, which is a Bryan fantasy film.
Yeah. I can make it a little better.
Tar was clicked through, one of the only masterpieces made last year, I'd say. Maybe there's 5 masterpieces last year, maybe 4, and then that's one of them. Women Talking was clicked through, as well as Soft and Quiet. I hope you enjoyed the Nazi Pie, Soft and Quiet. Karen's Gone Wild. I really enjoyed that one, Soft and Quiet. Bryan, I should have assigned that to you, but we don't assign movies these days.
Easy, buddy. You know what makes me happy is the fact that you guys still get surprised every time I unveil it. Better with Bean.
I know.
It's the same time every year.
It's true.
And you're like, oh, yeah, this.
I got fucked on my version of Better with Bean, which is Better as Horror that we did.
Bryan did
last
too.
year. Yeah, we both were like super sick, or I was sick, and I had to do it for my house, and it was just a terrible, terrible program. Man, it takes so much like work and effort. And
That's pretty typical, though.
it's enjoyable. But is it typical? I did it like for my sad little guest rooms, on my sad little couch. That I could do a loungy style, but I just looked like I was trying to be sexy. It was awful.
Well, was I here?
I think you were here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was sick and grumpier than normal.
You've
That
come a
was
long
probably
way.
the 33-second one. The 38
That's
second
right.
where I got
You
mad
were
at you.
angry.
All right,
All
let's
right,
get to
back
our...
to the program. All right, time to count down our top 5 Oscar locks, the ones we feel most confident about. Like I said, mine, I left off some ones with better odds just because I feel good about some of these. Feel good.
Okay.
I actually placed a bet on one, actual like money bet, because I'm like, there's no fucking way this movie's losing this category.
And is that your number 5?
Or 4. Probably
that'd be
should
such a nice dovetail.
Should have let off. Should have let off with number 5. I can switch it.
I got a tie at my number 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel pretty confident this year.
Good.
With some of these.
Hey,
Even though
good
I've
for you.
seen not all of them. I was going to try and do this thing where I'm only going to have categories where I've seen every single nomination.
Oh, wow.
But that's not the case for a number of these. However, I'm still confident, which in years past I would not have been, but it's a different world, Bryan.
All right.
Yeah.
The odds I got in my research are from, I think from Vegas Insider. It's like kind of an amalgamation. So if you're motivated to place a bet, you can probably shop around different sports books and find your best odds. These will be a sort of an average.
I think too with these, it used to be, not to downplay it, but it used to be a whole lot more fun.
How so?
Because I think it was a lot less predictable than it is today because of social media and
Sure.
because of
Well,
the internet.
People are doing actual analytics now. Like they've figured out which awards previous to the Oscars, like in award season, are the best indicators for the Oscars. Like back in the day, the conventional wisdom was, no, the Golden Globes are a great indicator of what they're not. They're not a great indicator at all. Ask Madonna or ask Jim Carrey or ask Tom Cruise. They're not a good indicator. But what is a good indicator is like the SAG Awards. So if a movie does well at the SAG Awards, they'll probably do well in the acting categories at the Oscars.
What did Madonna have
She
to do?
won a Golden Globe for like a Vita or something, and I don't think even got nominated for the Oscar.
Interesting.
My point is, Golden Globes not a great indicator.
All right, let's get to our picks.
PGA
People
Awards great indicator.
People can put them down on their list if they're counting on us. Let's do that. And I didn't pull up my lists, but I know that I think we both have nailed like 5 for 5 for the last
Yeah, we've
number
done
of
pretty
years.
well. Also, just a fun fact: last year, favorites at the Oscars went 21-2.
Yeah.
That is. You're not going to make money betting on underdogs.
To my point.
Yeah, and over the last 2 years combined, it's like 38 and 8.
I used to crush these things because I would go and I'd see every single movie, and it was back in the time before streaming, so I'd have to actually go to the theaters and do the work. It was like a lot of time it was like I'd be waking up on a Sunday like at 8 to drive 2 hours to go see a movie that was only playing in one theater, like at a 10 o'clock showing far away. And I would do it. I'd feel so like I had accomplished something, which is silly looking back. But then I'd go to I used to go to Oscar parties all the time. Well, a lot of us did.
Right.
And I would crush. I would always win.
You'd be like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day was playing Jeopardy.
It kind of felt like that. And I would actually win real money. And it was good because I put in the work and I knew what, to win. I tried not to be that douche, but I'd have a couple of drinks and I'd be like, you guys are all right.
Were the ladies impressed?
Oh, I was so impressed.
You're gonna pick that? Oh, good luck.
I'm like, ooh, he knows movies.
He knows obscure films.
You kidding? I'd show up with ladies. Come on now.
What does that mean? You can't not show up with ladies?
I say weekend. I'd show up with ladies.
Oh,
I'd show up with one on each arm, and then
Sure.
I'd leave sad with none because of my behavior.
You were too busy dressing down someone who chose other picks.
Yeah. You dumb fuck. You stuck
The
out
piano.
one.
What are you thinking?
I was going to go Angola, but okay. All right. Yeah, I remember one of the documentaries. This is so long ago. There was one. Pretty much every documentary that was up for best documentary was 4:3. It was shot
Right.
like a box.
That was a
made
real
for TV.
effort, by the way, because before streaming, like tracking down some of those documentaries,
That's what I'm
is
saying.
especially if you didn't live in LA.
Or you lived 30 minutes from where the big art house theaters were. Big the art house theaters. All right, yeah, I got a lot of tickets back then too for like parking illegally just to get into the theater. Yeah, it was dumb. Did that probably 4 or 5 years in a row. Now I watch you do it. I'm like, yeah, who cares?
Wait, parking illegally?
Yeah, because you have to go a lot of the time. These art house theaters are like in really busy sections of town, and like I'd always get a lot of parking tickets. when
Oh,
was
I see
doing
what you're
that.
saying.
Yes. I remember I'd go to this one theater, and usually every movie I'd see, there'd be a car alarm that would go off like right outside the theater because it was so busy. And like there was a big parking lot right there, and then you could just hear the car alarm going off throughout half the fucking
Oh my
movie.
God, brutal.
Yeah. All right, number 5 for me, because Brian's
Please.
taking his sweet ass time, is a movie that's up for both international film feature as well as Best Picture, and that is All Quiet on the Western Front. Absolutely love this movie. Blew me away at my house. I can only imagine what this felt like and was experienced in the theater. This is definitely a movie that should have been seen by me in the theater. However, it was not made to be seen by the masses in the theater, less so than even a lot of movies these days, because it was, I believe, Netflix or Amazon. Which one is it of the two? It says one
Netflix.
Of the Netflix.
Yep.
But odd, because they've put them in there before.
What do
It's
you
weird
mean?
that this one wasn't more readily
It was.
available.
I mean, it's still. Didn't you see it in the theater?
No, I wanted to. I would have.
You went home and saw it though. Like after one of our shows, like you're like, oh, I got big plans to go home and watch it at home.
Yeah. But I guess the AMC. No, but AMC didn't even bring it back with all the nominated.
It has shown in some theaters. I can only imagine what those tanks felt like and seemed like. But All Quiet on the Western Front will win Best International Feature. I have seen some of the other ones that are up, most notably EO, which is an interesting film, but I mean it doesn't hold a candle to
Close.
international to All Quiet on the Western Front. So yeah, it's my number 5 for a lock. Mark it, guys, mark it.
I'm going big on number 5. I'm going with Best Picture. What was once a competitive race, Everything Ever All at Once looks like it is wrapped up Best Picture, which this one comes a little bit of risk, which is why I'm putting it at number 5, because I don't know if you know, Anderson, or remember, but Best Picture is the one category they do ranked choice voting. So there is a mathematical anomaly where, like, if enough people put like All Quiet on the Western Front as their number 2 and Everything Ever All at Once is too hip for the room, that kind of divides the vote. There's a world where a lesser movie could overtake it. That said, it won the PGA award, and I feel very strongly that it's going to win Everything Ever All at Once Best Picture. It's only minus 750 odds, which if we're doing locks, I certainly could have gone with something that was like minus 2,000, much stronger category, but I went with a one that I feel in my heart and my gut is going to win Everything Everywhere All at Once for Best Picture.
And All Quiet on the Western Front is the runner-up right now.
Right now is the second best odds at 11-1.
Really?
Followed by Banshees at 18-1, and then you got some real long shots.
All Quiet.
You know what though? All Quiet, in addition to being a really good movie, is the kind of Oscar baity movie that would have taken the awards many years ago. Like it's a World War I war epic foreign film. It checks a lot of boxes for the Oscars. And honestly, if I'm to pick a bold upset, I would say All Quiet on the Western Front for Best Picture, because it's going to resonate with a certain voter, older, probably male, probably white. So that doesn't not have a chance. I just think that Everything Everywhere is the winner here.
Yeah.
But again, if we're making bold bets,
Tar is another one that it seems much more in line with the old guard.
65-1. That's a real long shot. Pulling up the rear is Avatar, Women Talking, and Triangle of Sadness.
I will have seen Women Talking by this time next week as well. So we'll be talking about some, because we still do Flickfessions, right? Yeah, of course. All right, so next week, a couple last minute. And then, all right, cool. Number 4
and then
for
the
me.
Revolties next week.
Yeah, Revolties will be fun. That'll be the week after next, yeah. One of the worst movies we saw of the year. All right, number 4 for me, Bri, is an animated feature. Do you have this on your list?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Guillermo, where's it on your list?
It's my number 1.
Oh, no, really? Sorry.
This is a juggernaut.
Okay, well, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. We'll talk more about it later.
Okay.
Number 4 for me, mark it.
Number 4 for me is my lowest odds on my list. It is only a minus 400 favorite, which is a favorite, but not anywhere near like a big favorite.
That means you got to bet $4 to win at the buck?
Yeah, or 400 to win 100. Yeah.
I mean, why you got to do the 400?
You shouldn't.
Is that they're just like doing that to make you think I want to bet bigger? Like, why do they do the 400?
That's a really good question.
Why is it just 4 to 1?
In the history of gambling, they've always had it based on $100 bet. So if you bet 100 on a movie that's plus 110, you're going to win 110. On a movie that's minus 110, you're going to win 90, I guess, or 92. I'm not that good at math. But my number 4 is Best Song, Natu Natu from RRR. This movie was shut out of the Oscars. Besides Best Song, it was not what's the word? No, it was not submitted. Thank you, as Best International Feature, which it certainly had a chance to win. But
I mean, yes.
All Quiet would have been a very strong contender in that category.
No, but I'm looking at the others that are in that category, and I mean, just looking at EO, which is an interesting movie about a donkey. RRR, it's just fucking crushes it. It just crushes it.
Oh, no, I'm not saying, sure. Well, I think we're saying the same thing, which is, had it been submitted by India as their submission for Best International Feature, certainly would have been nominated.
Yes.
That was one of the 5 films. I think to win would have been a challenge against All Quiet.
But why not be nominated?
I agree. Buddy, I totally agree with you on that. That said, the only Oscar it's nominated for is Best Song. And you see it sometimes where a movie is nominated, like a really popular movie is nominated in one category, and that category becomes a referendum on that movie. I think that's what you're going to see here. I think the Oscar voting will coalesce around Natu Natu as endorsement, de facto endorsement for RRR.
Plus, it's a bit of the movie can be divisive, and I think that scene that that song pops off on, like the old guard also likes that scene with the pomp and circumstance and the dance, the choreography. They're gonna play it
at the Oscars. It's a perfect storm. Perfect storm.
All right, number 3 for me is Best Actress, and that goes to the titular character, as you would like to say, Tar. Kate Blanchett.
That's your lock?
Number 3, yeah.
Wow, Michelle Yeoh actually has better odds.
I mean, what?
I know, she won the PGA award. Or no, the SAG award. Sorry,
she's a golfer.
No, SAG award.
What are the odds?
Oh fuck, I don't have it here in front of me.
Best supporting actress, best live action, best best actress. Here we go. Let me see. Oh yeah, look at that. Blanchett. She's 11-10.
Look at you, man.
All right, well, I got 6.
I love bold. I love being bold. No, you believe it, so go with it.
I do. I mean, I saw both of these, and Michelle Yeoh was fine. I mean,
it's coming out of the wire.
I was not blown away by what
Yeoh or Tar.
Honestly, a lot of the movie. I like Tar quite a bit.
You're fucking racist.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. I don't know if it's just overhyped for me.
Perhaps by the time you saw it,
maybe
I mean, it is like a masterpiece in the sense that
it's
it's an instant classic.
I just saw it again. It's awesome.
It's an instant classic.
But I don't know if she stood out to me.
I feel like a lot of people could have done what she did, and that's kind of how I judge.
I thought the dad was more impressive. I thought the daughter was more interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought that she was better than the daughter. I thought, who's also up, right?
She is.
And the daughter was at least, I don't know, more engaging to me.
All right. Ah, shit. Really? Look at this. I should probably look at the odds before I tell people. All right. Well, hey, we're covering our bases, right?
I love the bold choice.
All right.
Best supporting
And I'm only full
Yes,
disclosure. I've
no.
only seen 3 of these 5. I have not seen Blonde, which I don't ever plan on doing, and I think I will have seen 2 Leslie by this time next week.
Stephanie Hsu is nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Yes. Her and her donuts. Okay.
Donuts.
All right.
Yeah. Number 3 for me.
Keep
hey,
pushing.
speaking of Everything Ever All at Once, my lock for number 3 is Best Supporting Actor. What is his name? Ke-Huy Quan as Best Supporting Actor, beating out Barry Keoghan, among others.
Barry Keoghan.
There you go.
Kogan.
Among others, for Best Supporting Actor.
And I'm right there with you. I have the exact same pick.
Nice. It's quite a comeback story.
Yeah, it is. And Hollywood loves a comeback story. Plus, he is the best part of that movie, probably.
He was really good.
He was very, very good. And they're going to celebrate. This movie is going to just get a whole. I was also trying to just do nothing but locks from this movie, which I think I probably could have done.
Pulled off, yeah.
Honestly,
the directors are up for our favored to win.
I'm surprised that it's up for as much, and I'm surprised that it's getting. Just 5 years ago, I don't think this movie is up for anything. It might be up for like visual effects or something.
Yeah, it's
it really is a changing
for
of the guard.
Oscars, yeah,
it really is, and I love to see it because I mean, we should be evolving and taking chances, and this movie absolutely takes chances, and it's not part of any kind
You're
of
right,
flagship.
though. In the Film Vault era, 5, 6, 7 years ago, if this movie comes out and is not nominated for Best Picture, let alone favorite to win, we know we're over here like hipsters going, best movie is Everything Ever All at Once.
Yeah. Well, I'd still be saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't up, I'd be like, well, why not that movie? You know,
That's what I'm saying.
because of all my favorite movies, like I'm well aware that that the Vaulties don't belong on the Oscars list. I know that they're 2 different lists. Right. It's a personal taste, right? But Everything Everywhere All at Once absolutely deserves to be considered for Best Picture for what it accomplishes and what it did, whether it's today or 10 years ago. Even more so probably 10 years ago, but it wouldn't have got a look because there's not enough drama. There's not enough the old shit.
It's too fantastic.
It's too confusing.
It is confusing, actually.
For a lot of people, I would think.
For most podcast hosts.
Yeah, for you.
All right, well, we're not taking a break. We're powering through.
Through.
Nice. All right, well, you already alluded to my top 2. Top number 2 for me is Best International Film. Of course, All Quiet on the Western Front. The only one of the 5 that is nominated for Best Picture. That usually portends good things. It is a -2,000 favorite. That is just about as good as it gets. If you're marking your Oscar ballots, keep that in mind. The Quiet Girl, 10-1. Argentina, 1985, 11-1. EO 18-1, and Close 42-1. It's not a good movie.
Do you feel vindicated?
I do actually. I didn't actually fully form my opinion on the film until I saw this.
You know what we're not doing is talking about the others that are up. Like, did we? Did you do that for?
I did.
For Best Supporting Actor.
I didn't. I'll name
you didn't
all
say
of,
Brendan Gleeson.
I didn't because he is. So Barry Keoghan has the next best odds at 14-1.
Oh,
then
he's
it's
so good.
Brendan Gleeson. These are all good. They're all worthy of a well, except for Judd Hirsch. 18-1. Judd Hirsch at 34-1. Brian Tyree Henry, who is very, very good, is way back there at 42-1.
All right, here's my new proclamation. Not like anyone cares, but I do. If Judd Hirsch wins, I will not watch the Oscars next year. So I'm really going to be rooting for him hard.
Oh, you've done this a couple years in a row.
Yeah. I really, if something happens,
like,
I
if
won't
this
watch.
happens, I'm banning the Oscars.
Yeah. You see, we didn't talk about this. We probably should have talked about this towards the beginning or like earlier in the week. You see Chris Rock's special?
I did not.
I saw the clip.
I saw the whole
Oscars.
thing. I saw the whole thing. You saw the 8-minute clip?
Yes.
Pretty good. He finally addresses it and pretty much just serves him up, serves Will Smith up, and calls him a bitch many times, but does it in a very eloquent, thought-provoking, fun way, as you'd imagine Chris Rock would. But yeah, I watched this whole special. I thought it was very good. A lot of it was.
Yeah, I heard good things.
He was talking a lot about. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, it's
People of color.
It's fun. No, he didn't do. There was some of that, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where like if for what Will was trying to avoid, he's now getting way worse because of. It's like there's an anthill, right, and he's trying to like keep the ants from coming out, and like he just poked his whole fucking fist through it, and now they're just swarming everywhere. Like that's essentially what he did with that, and apparently. Emancipation's good, and probably he would have been up from what I'm hearing.
I saw that movie months ago, and I've been waiting to assign it to you so we can talk about it.
How's his
together.
performance? Really? But you're not a good judge.
I don't know or like movies. That said, I found it problematic.
All right. I'll be the judge of that.
There's a reason, Anderson, no one's talking about it.
No, I think it could be Will Smith. I mean,
it's not a good movie. It's
Really?
actually quite bad.
I wish that he was in something that was just undeniably great, like how they would have handled it
He's been in
this
oh,
year.
now I see what you're saying.
Because of the scandal.
Right.
But so much of it is subjective that it's, well, these awards are so subjective anyway. Anyways, we love him though,
Says
and I
the
can't
guy
wait to
who
watch.
used to go to parties and that's gonna win.
It's the closest thing we had to the Super Bowl for film nerds. All right, here we go. Number one for me is they're both kind of layups, I would imagine, and that's Avatar for best visual effects. I mean, what?
That's a no brainer.
Everyone loves to talk about how this is the greatest video game blue effects they've ever seen in their lives. They're like, have you ever seen a cartoon like that? And I go like, yeah, I think.
Yeah, actually, I have.
I think I have. But people are like, it's breathtaithing. It's unbelievable. And I'm like, okay. You go.
I've seen many movies.
Go mark your ballot and tell like, people. So it's going to win. What's it up against? You ask. Well, I will tell you in one moment.
Top Gun, is it? Visual effects?
Visual effects. Top Gun, which a lot of them were practical effects.
Yeah.
So Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, which had some stunning effects in there. All Quiet on the Western Front. Once again, a lot of them were practicals. And the Batman, the best.
But visual effects counts practicals.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking special
the category
effects.
isn't digital
You're absolutely
effects.
right. But cinematography comes into play more with the visual effects
That's
because
fair.
visual effects is going to have usually something laid over top of it. It's not just because you got some nice flair.
True. The category has evolved. In fact, they probably should split it between practical effects and visual effects. I mean, sorry, digital effects.
Yeah. Well, they do.
'Cause they're two different
They have
things.
special. Yeah, they are. They combine the sound one, right? Because
sure.
I know that people were so confused by editing
I'm
and,
still not
and
sure. what it
mixing.
is, yeah.
It is a little confusing to the people outside the business. You gotta. All right. So, anyways, the Batman, the best visual effect I saw in that was practical once
That's
again,
right.
and they were shot like on a $25 lens. That scene that you see in the trailer, where like
The car comes out.
the car comes after the Banshee out of nowhere.
The Banshee.
It's not the
Well
Banshee.
done.
The Banshee was the screaming woman. Some listener really wants you to know that and wants me to know that. And it's like, yeah, I guess we didn't really think about it. But the old woman who like cackles and whatnot,
Yeah.
and like
She's the Banshee.
she's the titular Banshee.
Okay.
I don't know why they would name the movie after her. She has very little to do with it, but she is the only Banshee on screen.
Because a Banshee is a ghost. But I guess in the context of the film, she's.
So
a Banshee.
Susie was a ghost. She was very pale white.
True.
Oh, it'd be her
Susie
band.
and the band.
Yeah, it's her band is the Banshees. They scream a lot, right? They're screaming ghosts.
Yes, they wail.
I don't like it. If you're gonna be a ghost, keep it down.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Number
Yeah,
one
so
for
that-
you're tied.
And I'm tied. So my other is the Daniels. I absolutely see the
Ooh,
Daniels
look at
winning
that.
Best Director. It'll be only the second time co-directors have ever won the Best Director.
Do you have the first?
I did, and I can't recall it right now. I'll look it up again.
Do it because I can't think of what it could be.
I'll know, and I'll be very
Unless it
upset
was
for
like
myself for not having written it down.
Interesting. Number one for me was
Is it
alluded.
not the Coen brothers?
What's that?
No, it's not.
Because I think they list one as a director.
Yeah, it's Joel,
Yeah.
and then Ethan's the writer.
Or the producer or whatever. Number one for me was not alluded to, it was specifically mentioned.
Crossover.
But yes, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio will win Best Animated Feature. That is a huge favorite at -2,000. And I liked all the other nominees in this category. You saw Turning Red. Do you see The Sea Beast?
I have not.
Was that good? I saw
Yes.
it over somebody's shoulder on a plane.
Yeah,
and
it's
went,
good.
That looks
There's no way to say it.
ungood.
You think it looks ungood?
I could see it going either way, based on what I was seeing. I could see it
No,
being.
it's a solid.
It was impossible
It's
to
a
tell.
solid family movie. I'm not going to oversell it, but it's a solid.
But it
family
is
film.
good.
Yeah,
Because I like the
it's-
animation style, but I could have seen it just being.
It's objectively above average. And you see a Puss. You didn't see Puss in Boots, did you?
No.
I heard that was fun.
I might be flick passing both of
I
them.
heard
Puss
that
in Boots
was
is
fun.
really fun. That's a very
People are.
fun movie.
I've been getting emails every day like, when is Bryan going to flick fast Puss in Boots?
Are you serious?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
He was so excited. He was thrilled.
The only other email that I get more is like, when is he going to talk Sea Beast?
Well, good news.
People are champing.
Good news, guys.
That's a bit.
I'll be flick passing both of those soon. Both fun. Puss in Boots. Really fun.
I can pretty. We have a fairly large audience too, and I'm
Very low.
We're talking bets. We're talking odds here. I'd be pretty comfortable putting down like a C note saying that not a single person is waiting for you to look fast, Puss in Boots. I'd feel pretty confident in that bet. Not a single person is going. I hope he does so.
So does this count as an insult?
Fact.
It can't be a fact if you're literally saying you guess.
It's how I feel that I would put $100.
Well, it's not a fact.
It's a fact that
how you
I would feel
about-
confident.
Okay. All right.
That's a fact that I would feel confident in that bet. That's all I'm
really,
saying.
really parsing the language there.
It was Robert Wise and Jerome Robbins, 1961, for West Side Story.
Naturally.
The only other co-directors to ever win.
Should have known.
And no, you shouldn't have known that.
Should have known. Oh, that's Spielberg directed West Side Story. Am I wrong about that?
All right, that's it.
Look at that. We squeezed an hour out of this. Oh, we got to gamble too.
Yes. You gotta gamble.
Let's do it.
Oh, and we have the listener list.
I don't care about that.
For the Mitch Burns, he compiles it every week. Number 5, Everything Everywhere All at Once for Best Picture. Number 4, several slap jokes will be made.
You know, I used to get clever with mine.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of miss that. I used to give you a lot of shit, but I kind of miss the prop bets that you would bring to the table.
Number 3, Brendan Fraser, Best Actor for The Whale.
Wow.
Number 2, All Quiet on the Western Front for Best International Picture. And number 1 is Hui Kwan.
Yep.
Hui Kwan. For Best Supporting Actor, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Eric Holmes says animated movie that is nowhere near as good as Mad God will win Best Animated Feature.
That's a strong bet.
That's his bet. And Superman 18 on Instagram, his bet is that Anderson becomes enraged at some point.
That's like free square on bingo.
I'm going to get really, I think, more upset this year
Really?
with all of the.
Oh, and you didn't predict your in memoriam snub.
I know.
You know, I have one.
I went with straight. I thought people got annoyed by that.
I love Brendan Fraser.
See, there's where I get fucked up by you because
I know,
I
sorry.
assume that people get annoyed by that, and I don't do it.
They did. The
Really?
top was, did
Yes.
Bryan predict the in memoriam thing again? I roll.
See, the
have one?
eye roll makes you think.
Do you have one?
No,
None?
I didn't
Can you
look it
name
up.
3 people that died?
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't. Tom Sizemore.
Uh-huh. Like he just...
He just died.
Is that one of your people on your list of worst things you've seen a celebrity do on the show?
I mean,
Die?
he was in the grips of addiction.
He was great when I dealt with him, and I had to do like
was actually
a
a
lot
really
of like
sweet
stuff.
guy,
And he's
too.
such a sweet, unassuming guy. Don't tell the Geo because Geo's got. Send your emails to Bryan.
Why does
Geo thinks there's some dark side to him? I'm sure there is. If Geo says so, whatever. Besmirch the dead. Come on, what are you doing? What are we doing here? We're getting out of here.
Gambling on Creed?
Oh, yeah, Creed.
Last
Creed?
week,
Oh,
gambled on Creed 3. Anderson guessed 92, Bryan 83.
Oh shit, it's really
The
close.
intrigue.
233 reviews. The actual Rotten Tomatoes score is 87, making Bryan the winner.
Oh, by
No.
1
By
point.
1 point.
Wow.
I don't like that at all.
That's starting off this month right.
You
We
guessed
all hate
one
it.
different, almost a tie.
We all hate it.
It would have been Hombre 3.
I don't know if we all.
Who
hate it.
picks this month?
Well,
Who won last month?
I won last month. And,
Did you?
Yeah.
All right, pick a movie. Oh wait, we're doing.
Okay, we're doing the Oscars. I'll figure it out. I might assign you Emancipation soon.
No one can wait for that.
That'll be the watch along.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Oh boy.
And this week we're gambling on Scream 6.
No, Champions.
Is that coming out? Scream 6 seemed like the big.
It probably is. Unfortunately, Champions though, the Fairley Brothers movie with
Woody Harrelson.
Woody
No,
Harrelson.
it's Scream 6.
There's
That's
even
everywhere.
a third movie that's coming. The fucking dinosaur movie with Adam.
65
Yeah,
AD.
65. Yeah, 65.
Oh, is that coming out?
I think.
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Well, Scream is by far the biggest,
All right, settle down.
and I've already looked it up. So, shit, I said that all.
All right, I got a number.
I don't know where to go with this.
You just go
Was
with
it-
what you read.
Stop it. Wasn't the last one really highly rated?
I don't know. Ooh, Daddy, look, Ghostface. You know, son, that was modeled after Edvard Munch's Scream. That's why they call it that. Yeah, but Daddy, does he stab people? That's a conversation I've had with my son maybe 10 times. Oh, you mean Edvard Munch? I'm just trying to make him a hipster. I want you to go to school and say, not only do you know about Scream, but Edvard Munch. Oh. All right, that's good.
I got a number.
So do I.
Go ahead.
On 3.
You first.
1, 2, 73.
64. We're 9 points apart.
Anderson guessed 73. Bryan 64. With no reviews, there is no score.
But that's been the way the last few weeks.
Yeah. So it is for 65 as well.
People to start showing up.
What is this? What is Champions at? Do we have
Champions, let me see. Champions is currently sitting at 67%. Only 18 reviews, though.
That feels pretty good because I think a lot of people are going to feel like they shouldn't like this movie if it's done. I'm very curious about Champions. Champions is the one that I'll be seeing. I don't need to see no Scream 6.
I was going to say, can we avoid Scream? Are we done with Scream?
I don't need to see Scream.
I don't have any
Florence will let us know what Scream's like.
I don't have any desire.
Florence is going to be seeing it. We should just have Florence on like regularly to like fill in the gaps like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
there's
mean?
movies you don't care about. Like, hey, here's Florence with Scream 6.
Yeah.
Oh.
We should do that.
Fair.
We won't because our producer's worthless. But
Really dropping the ball.
Yeah, no.
It's very
No plans to do that.
Fred-esque.
All right, guys, I'm coming clean. I'm Fred.
Oh, my God. What a twist. I didn't see that coming.
Very
That was a Shyamalan-esque twist at the end of the episode. All right, hold on. Let me look up.
Let's get out of here. I got to go.
Notes.
Let's rock it. Let's rock it. Let's rock it. Let's roll it. Let's rock and roll it.
Wait a minute. Well, what does that say at the bottom? Can you read that to me? My screen's all fucked up.
Yes. You're talking about the listener art, yes?
Yeah.
It's just the 3,000 years of potting. At the very bottom it said, well, what would you talk about? No, seriously. Sports? Music? I'm down for whatever. I'm just desperate to make a podcast.
I know what that's in reference to.
What is that?
That's how you approached me about the show, about doing the show.
Really?
Yes.
It says sports?
Yeah. Well, you later, like in retrospect, admitted when we got in one of our big real fights. I'm like, Bryan, you don't even like movies. The whole reason why we talk about movies is because you just said, hey, you know what? You like movies. You have access to the studio. Maybe I'll just approach him with a movie show idea. And I'm like, would you rather do sports? You're like, I could have done sports. Yeah.
I don't recall that at all.
I could have done music.
I could have.
Yeah,
you know what? That actually sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. I don't like how your neck doesn't match your face at all.
It's quite
But
true.
I do like this art quite a
and then
bit.
the art. I got you.
I do like this art quite a bit.
It's very apt.
That's a movie that kind of came and went and people forgot all about.
I'd like it a little more if it was better.
3,000 Years, the movie?
Yeah,
It
that's
is
right.
one of those movies. Like if it was a little bit better, it would have been like
Probably
more my,
landed,
yeah.
All right, thanks, Sam Williams. That was excellent. Always excellent art coming from Sam. Natalie Wells, our featured artist. Check her out, AndersonandBryan.com. Check out a lot of things at AndersonandBryan.com, including the Amazon link. If you're going to do any shopping over there at Amazon, that will cost you nothing to tap our banner first, and we get a few pennies on the back end. We appreciate your support. Check us out on Patreon, The Film Vault. Big Oscar watch-along. You guys know about that on Sunday. Watch along with us if you're at the $10 level. Hey, sign up for a month and cancel if you want, just to watch along with us. Hey, maybe you'll love it. Maybe it'll be a new highlight of your month, watching silly things with us. Patreon.com/The Film Vault.
It could be. And, if you're not going to a party, we're not going to a party.
Nasty feedback. Put the headphones on your ears.
Nah, I want to look like the cool guy, like the pickup artist guy. What's that guy's name?
Mystery.
Yeah.
Mystery.
Over the mystery
I
look,
forgot
yeah.
about that. With the top hat and the goggles.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Wow. forgot about
Steampunk
it.
look.
Wasn't he on Loveline?
Yeah, he was.
I think that was my era.
Is he cool?
Might be top 5 worst things. No, it won't be. All right. Let's get raw.
AndersonBryan.com. Anderson Bryan is the Instagram. Anderson Bryan is TikTok. The Film Vault on Twitter and Facebook. The Film Vault podcast on YouTube.
Go see Champions. My one of my actor guys that I work with regularly every week. He's in it. So actually flying
nice.
him out.
Nice.
Because it's if you don't know, because the marketing hasn't been that great, but it's Woody Harrelson plays a very intense, angry Special Olympics coach, and they actually have representation in mentally challenged adults. It's the Farrelly Brothers directed it. I think 15 years ago they would have just had actors playing these people. But no, they actually have mentally challenged adults, IDD adults in there, and I'm hoping for the best for this movie. I'm really hoping it's good because it's in the same vein as the next movie that I'm hoping to make. So go out and see that one if you're looking for a movie to see this week that's not Scream 6.
All right, do that. Thanks to all of our Patreon listeners, especially Giovanni, Mitch Burns, Mike Cole, and Eric Kath. Thanks for helping making the show go. And until next time,
We do it for Van Gogh.